Alright, welcome back to another video here. Today I'm going to be talking about my loop filter specifically. I've updated it for season 12. This is, I think, the fourth season or maybe fifth that I've kind of used my own filter rather than one of the standard ones. So it's come a long way since my original video I made about the filter, so I wanted to make something more updated. So let's just get into it. I've got Pluggy open, and this is a season 11 build, so it's not with the season 12 build. But let's get into it. We'll start with the runes. So the runes look pretty simple, pretty elegant, I would say. The runes have a stacked version and a non-stacked version. Of course, the non-stacked version doesn't show the quantity. I went with orange to represent. Well, let me kind of step back here for a sec. But so in terms of how the loop filter works and what's different, what's like the main thing about it is that it uses a color coding scheme that is A, consistent, and B, I think very intuitive and in line with Diablo 2. A lot of filters have a lot of crazy colors going on, a lot of different uses for colors that you wouldn't expect. Like for instance, green is a set color, so a lot of people use green for things that aren't sets, and it's a little odd. So I don't like that. That's why I made my own filter. Orange in my filter represents, well, originally for runes, that's what orange was for. But so orange basically is anything that is a currency, and it's anything that you should just always pick up, and it's something that you accumulate and can sell in bulk. So that includes all the runes, right? And so a lot of the runes are bulk runes up to a certain point, up to the foul rune in my filter. Of course, you wouldn't sell 50 foul runes for the same price as 50 eth runes, but you do have to make a decision at some point. I made it at foul. Lem is when things become purple. And purple is things that are on their own. Like one lem rune is worth a currency, right? Like it's valuable. So you want to be happy when you see a purple. It's kind of like, ooh, yay, purple. And of course that goes for pull, and you'll see sort of from pull onward, I add, let me just, let's see if I can do this here, right? So we've got pull, and then mal, and you can see that they have increasing dots, right, to kind of indicate that a pull rune is worth less than an rune, and so on. And an ist rune has 4. It's the, and so purple ranges from anything from a worldstone shard up to around ist, right? And then we go into the reds. Now reds are things that are worth between an ist and a vex rune, right? As you can see, Gull and Vex here are red, and they've got more circles. And then beyond red, you have rainbow. And so rainbow, all of the runes above Vex, the high runes, they all look the same. They have the same amount of rainbow color to them. And so when you see rainbow on your screen, you should be very happy, right? Because something dropped and it is guaranteed to be worth money, right? It's good. Like it's like, woo, that's like a hit of dopamine, right? So a lot of filters put rainbow, or they put whatever their max level stuff on the ground to match other things, and when things drop that aren't worth things, but they're a rainbow still, you're like, what? Thanks. That was like a big tease. And so other things that are rainbow in my filter include all of these GG items that are extremely rare and worth a lot of money, as well as unidentified Tyraels, potentially Tyraels. Okay, so that kind of goes through the general rarity scheme. The jewels look a certain way. Let me just put all these back, make a little bit of room here for myself. But yeah, gems are pretty elegant, I believe, as well. Of course, they'll look like this when they drop, right? And so, in my opinion, you don't need to know, oh, that's a sapphire. It doesn't need to say sapphire because you know that the sapphires are blue. So it's just blue. It's a blue gem, and it says perfect because you do find flawless and perfect. And so you do need to be able to differentiate between the two, right? And so here's what a flawless looks like. It just says flawless. And of course, here's a regular one. But I am beyond the level at which those should show up. If we put that back and we go and we make a level 1 character or level 4 character, there should be, it should say regular because those ones are just regular, right? And then there's flawed and chipped, right? And so the filter is smart enough to know if you're beyond a certain point, you don't need to see these items anymore. They don't even show up. So yes, that's what they look like to her because she's level 4. Yes, skulls are a little purple. And you might say, well, hey, I thought you said that things have to be cohesive here. And they are, because flawless skulls and perfect skulls are worth way more than regular gems. And in the sense that they are a currency. Skulls should be more exciting to pick up. And that's why they're both orange and purple. So there's a few items that kind of cross that boundary, but I think I've done the best I can with that. Let me just go back to my palette in here because I don't like seeing red. Yeah, so currencies, right? And so those are all the gems. So if I just drop all these, you'll see nice, color effect there with the orange signifying that it's something I should be picking up. Yeah, World Stone Shards. Just purple, okay? I'm not going to drop everything, but yeah, some things definitely have, little insignias next to them. I will show you one thing here. Let me go ahead and turn the music off. Or actually, I think, yeah, if I go Frigid Highlands here. So if I drop this.
A treasure there in that Roderick cube.
Yes.
According to Roderick lore, you have quite a
Now, of course, if these were very common, that would be annoying, right? But they're quite damn rare, so you're not going to hear Kane talk to you that often. But anyways, yes, some items in my filter do play a specific sound or line of text when dropped. So Lilith's Mirror is another one. Right? The Vial. Pretty cool. Heraldic Navigator. Right?
Deckard Cain, if you value your life,
Right.
leave here immediately.
So,
The warmth of life has entered my tomb.
So like the things that are very rare are going to drop and make a cool sound. There are some things that aren't making noises on this build because it's season 11, but these rare maps do make a noise when you drop them. Same with certain runes. So I've tried to make it not annoying, but also exciting when it happens, right? So yeah, in terms of showcasing other things that drop, I don't have like prepared unidentified objects to go through, but I'll just hover over some of the common things you'll find. You'll see a lot of these things are going to be purple, and they're based on what they're worth, right? So Pez are worth a lot, so they're red. The pure demonic essence is not usually worth that much, so that's why it's purple. Same with splinters. Yeah, so Yeah. I think it's pretty elegant what I've done. Another thing, you'll notice when you hover over an identified item, it'll tell you if it's elite in the text there or exceptional. And that'll let you know if you can upgrade it. It'll also include what you need to upgrade it. I took that from another filter. Thank you very much. Yeah. I also include the defense ranges on items. Actually, no, they're not included. They're only included on bases. Sorry about that. I lied. But if I go over to the bases here, we can see. Yes, so see near the middle bottom there, base defense is 178 to 187. So that's obviously not what's showing up there because it's superior. And also on Pluggy, I think there's some things that aren't right, but those numbers are correct from the text files of the game. So it'll let you know if you've got a base that's a good defense or not. Yeah, what else? Of course, identified things like charms, they'll show up with like what they have, all res or life. Skillers, of course, if it's got faster run walk. Yeah, let's see here. I could just play a little and you can see what's dropping. We could try that out. Let me grab a map here. Yeah, let's do this one. Okay. So yeah, a couple things. Charms are part of that. You should always pick up sort of guideline. Full rejuvies look like that. Half rejuvies are lower. If I increase the filter level, you'll stop seeing the half rejuvies. You'll notice the set item, it already tells you what set it is and what part of the set, right? It's the boots. So it's very clear. It has that superscript 1 in front, which signifies that it's normal. This one has superscript 3, which signifies that it's elite, right? Because you have normal, exceptional, elite. And so it tells you right away on the ground what you're looking at here. I do not include the name of the armor because that doesn't matter, right? For a rare armor, you're looking at the affixes. It is neat to know that it's an elite armor, but that also doesn't really matter that much. So I'll just drop this stuff and pick up the armor. And we identify it, right? So it is an elite armor, and it of course didn't roll good because they never roll good. But yeah, so let's keep going here. So right now I'm on level 2. So there's a staff, that's a rare staff. So again, I don't say it's a war staff. I just know that it's a normal staff, right? And so there's an IO rune, there's a flawless topaz, small charm. Let's see here. I do have map notifications, so things you should pick up will show up on the map. So right now we're on level 2. Okay. Here's another thing. So this is a superior wormhide. It's a base, right? So perfect will show up as red. So 15% is perfect, right? And it's elite. So that's nice. That's going to always show up because that's a perfect elite armor base, right? If I go down to the leveling filter, you'll see that well, the amulet's showing up. Let me go back to town and we will refresh what's on the floor here. So yes. So now there's more stuff. Of course, you can see that I've got potions showing up in the leveling filter. I've got non-superior perfect things showing up, but that's how they'll look. 2 sockets on the right. It's saying it's 7%, which is considered low. You've got some rare arrows or magic arrows, right? Those go away as soon as you go to the relax filter. I recommend not using the leveling filter beyond leveling, of course. You'll see that there's bolts there. Yeah, right now it's filtering because they're, again, I'm on season 11 build, so it doesn't have the elite and exceptional bolts. So that's why those are getting hidden, but those would not be getting hidden if they were the elite or exceptional versions. You can see that things that have auto mods will show up on the ground, so those are the skills. I'm not an expert at those, but yeah, 2 to Ice Blast, Frozen Orb, Combustion. Of course, those won't show up further along here. So this is a high 14% ED Ghost Armor, so it's exceptional, so it's not elite, so non-elite bases are kind of useless beyond leveling. Here's a ring, here's some claws, so these are rare claws. I know that they're normal because there's a little 1 by them. It would be nice if I found one that had high ED, because then I could show that it does indeed show that it has high ED in the tooltip. Here's a ring, right? Let's just keep going along. There's a sigil. There's a Roadstone Shard. So the sigils are, they'll say if they're from T1, T2, or T3. Of course, that's the T3 one. That's why it's got a little red. Here's a Paladin Shield. It's got low all res. 5 is very low, so you would never pick that up. And in fact, beyond the relax filter into the endgame filter, you would not see that. Paladin Shields are quite rare, so I do show them a little bit more than regular bases, but of course on the endgame filter they don't show up. Leveling filter here, you're going to see a lot more stuff on the leveling filter. It's, of course, that's what it's designed to do, right? So here we've got some gloves. So again, these gloves could be absolutely GG, right? They could have the 20% increased attack speed, which you can slam for another 10, and the 3 to what do you call it? 3 to bow and Amazon skill or whatever. So you could adjust that if you like. For me, I don't. Those things are usually not something you're going to be picking up unless you're playing that character, in which case you can make a minor edit yourself. So here we've got a javelin that's rare. Rare items are still always yellow. Okay, and you can see this one has a lower resist proc, so in the tooltip, so that's pretty cool. It doesn't have anything else that's good. We got a couple shards. Let's check out these. Yeah, of course, there's nothing there. We got a 2-handed sword. Neat. Now this thing is a 2-socketed claw with psychic hammer, and it's perfect, but it's also normal, so this should not show up past the leveling filter, because you would never put a rune word into a normal version of a thing, all right? And there aren't even any good rune words for 2-socketed claws. So just increase it 1 more. Of course, things that say check are typical things that you will identify to sort of take a look, right? Jewels drop like that, so that's a magic jewel. Rare jewels will be yellow and more obvious because they're very they're great to find, right? Check the belt. A lot of my videos use my loot filter, so if you're interested in more examples or more footage, you can check out some other videos. But, you know, in general, okay, here's one. There's a Divine Scepter. It's got 3 to 1 skill and 2 in the others. It does show up in the endgame filter, but not in the strict. If all of those were +3, it would show up in the strict. Strict is for, like, you know, end of the season, you're only picking up things that are absolutely worth stuff. Right? There's a map. So here's something that I did this season. So if I pick up this tier 1 map, we know that that map is that's that new map. I can't remember the name. But it shows up as a tier 1 map, right? Because I don't need to see the whole name on the ground. I just need to know, okay, there's a map for me to pick up. So if I go back to town, now it shows me that it's Halls of Torture. And it's normal, and it has no immunities, because it doesn't have any immunities. So yeah, let's take a look at how maps look, because they look different in town. If they're normal, they're normal. If they're magic, they're blue. And if they're rare, they're yellow. And they'll signify what tier they are and show their full name in town. However, if we go into a map or anywhere that's not town, and I drop these maps on the ground, you will see that they say tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3. The blood moon maps are considered currency, so that's why they're a different color, and the unique maps are very currency. They're worth a lot, so that's why they show their name, and also they're red. So yeah, that's kind of how maps look like in the map compared to okay, so here's there's a Valorant. Okay, so here's a unique. So uniques, if this one's an exceptional, right? It has a 2. If it was elite, it would have a 3, and the circles would be red. If it was normal, it wouldn't have any circles. It would just show the name, right? So Blood Tree Stump's not a good unique. That's why. So I don't hide any uniques or sets. You can see those are IK gloves. If I go to the max filter, they're still going to show up. I don't hide any uniques or set items. Some set items and some uniques are worth quite a bit of money, and so they look a little different. They'll be more hyped up, but if we drop the filter down to leveling again, some more shit. Yeah, you can see there's lots of stuff that you don't care about. That's the whole point of a loot filter, right? There's a 2-tier, tier 2 map. There's Andy. Some shards. Yes, so I use this map myself. I use this loop filter myself, and my friends also use it. I'm sure a couple of people use it, but it's definitely safe. If you find any issues with it, let me know right away, and I will update it. But I edited it pretty much every day. I'll be editing it, either tweaking things or adjusting things, or if I find something that's kind of wrong. You can see there's a blood moon map. Oculus. So yeah, I think it looks very clean, and I think it makes a lot of sense. And when you see things, you know what they are. It's not like overload information, too much information on the screen. It's just like very clear. Now an ethereal item hasn't dropped yet, but ethereal items show ethereal in front of them. They're obviously rare. here's elite armor that isn't perfect superior ED, so it won't show up on the strictest filter. But 13% is still pretty decent, right? Not the best diamond mail, but that's still decent. So you would want to see that. Of course, now that they've added the ability to do the socketing recipe on superior items, that changes things a lot. Of course, you could slam them before for sockets or do Lazarix, but it was a little more risky with slam. And to get something less than max sockets, you could brick it. So yeah, that's basically it. I don't really know what else to go through. Oh, there's a Malrune. You heard that noise. Very cool. So you'd be pretty happy about that if that was real life. Yeah, obviously it's hard to show some things because they are rare. But yeah, let's go to the boss and we'll wrap this up. See what else we find on the way there. Put it on relaxed, so we'll see if we know things. There's a lidless. Okay, so there's an elite unique item, Blood Raven's Charge. See how it has a red around it? Here, and I'll compare it to the lidless so you can see. Lidless is orange, Blood Raven's is red. So I think that's a really elegant solution to showing what items are. But yeah, you get the gist of it. Of course, the filter does more than that. It's a very long file. I've been kind of working on it for a few years. I always add to it every season. This season it's ready from day one. All of the changes that are in the beta notes, I had beta access and I added and tested things. So the new uniques in there, the new maps in there. I've adjusted some things and yeah, it's fully compatible with the new season, with all the quivers and whatnot. So yeah, give it a shot. I'll include a link in the video to my GitHub to download the loot filter file. However, I'm also located on the launcher. It's Sven's filter. It's on the launcher if you want to go from there. But yeah, let me know what you think. If you'd like the filter. Thanks. I don't want any money or anything like that. Just, you know, I use it for myself, so I thought I'd share it. If there's anything you'd like me to change, or if you want me to make a change just for you or something, I'm open to that as well. But yeah, there it is. So see you guys tomorrow.